Get out of your own way. This right here, straight up, straight up honest with you, this is like, first you must believe. And this is also about faith. You know, this is literally what this stuff's about right here. The reason why it's like that is because if you don't believe, you have to trust the process. You know what I mean? You literally have to trust the process. You have to firmly believe that you deserve this, that you want this, that you deserve everything that you're asking for. And the reason why you need to believe that is because if you don't believe it, nobody else will. You know, the universe or God's not going to give you any of this stuff if you don't have it. And you're always going to run into roadblocks because you think you're insecure or you're not following through what you say you're going to do. So you're just like, no, I'm saying this and saying that. That's literally the whole point of all the last modules. We're literally building you up to where you need to be. But this module right here is going to help you see it through, you know? And so there's a bunch of different reframes that I want to tell you about, because like inside the Bible, I don't know what background you have. You believe in the universe, if you're a Christian or whatever it is you are, but like I'm a Christian, and inside the Bible, I don't know too much about the Bible, but I have it written down right here. It talks about the faith. Faith, you just need the size of a mustard seed. The reason why he's saying that though about the mustard seed is because literally you just need to believe. You just need to believe that you are going to get here, and you don't have to worry about the in between. It's kind of like if you want to write a book, let's say, right? You want to be a best-selling author. If you tell the universe or you tell God, you pray to God, I want to be a best-selling author on Amazon. Well, guess what? You just cut out like Barnes and Noble. You just cut out New York Times bestseller. So like the goal would be just literally to have the end in mind and don't worry about the process, because the process is going to work itself out. You know, that's not up to you. It's like, if there's another book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles and As a Man Thinketh. And there's a bunch of books out there, you know, the power of thinking big, the magic of thinking big, the power of positive thinking. There's a whole bunch of Think and Grow Rich. You know, these are all around the same stuff. But the point though is that, see, our mind will connect the dots. God, faith, the universe, they'll fill the gap. They will fill the gap, literally. They will fill the gap for you. You just need to know what it is you want. What's the outcome? And that's why we do these exercises about seeing what you see, feel what you feel, hear what you hear. Because I'm not telling you how to build the life to where you want, because I don't know how you're going to get there. I don't even know how I'm going to get there. But if you have faith, and I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to prove this to you, so you don't have to take my word for it. But if you do the exercise like the way you're supposed to, then your whole life will change. Literally, if you do the exercise like you're supposed to. So the point though is this: whenever you are doing this, whenever you figure out the whole life by design deal, like with this module, like what kind of 5-year vision you have or 1-year vision, whatever the goal is that you set. Whenever you start doing that, you literally have to do it every day. You have to think about this when you wake up and before you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you literally have to think about what it's like to lay down in the house that you're at. Like, these are small things that you do. Because see, the problem that we have is that whenever we lay down, we think about the problems that we have. And what do you think that brings? It brings more problems. Because that's the vibration that you're worried about. Now, if you've always been like that and you've never thought any other way, I have news for you. Stuff can change. You can change, and it starts today. And it's not going to change overnight if you haven't been doing this. But what I will say though is that you can literally just get into the routine. Like even if you have to have like a reminder on your alarm or phone or whatever at night, if you go to lay down to sleep every night at a certain time, or have a journal in there, or put a note on your wall, just pin it to the wall with a thumbtack, and put what you want on there. That way, whenever you lay down, you're thinking about that. The last thing, that's what you're really going to think about. You're going to think about everything in the future. You're going to think about, you're laying down in this house in the morning. You want to think about waking up. What does it look like in this house? The same thing. You just do it every day. And then slowly but surely, you're going to start having a bunch of coincidences. You're going to start having a bunch of things that start happening for you and not to you. You're going to start meeting people that you've met before and you didn't even know they can do these things. Have conversations with people that you've met before, that you've already knew, and you didn't even know they liked this stuff. And everything's just going to slowly start integrating. And you're going to start creating the life by design. But it starts right here with knowing what you want, knowing the end goal for the GPS, and literally having faith. So for the exercise is literally, I got this from Neville Goddard. It's not mine. And as a matter of fact, none of this stuff is actually mine. This is just the way I look at life. This is just my scope of lens. All this stuff I've learned, and I'm passing it forward to you guys. I didn't invent any of this shit. The shit's been regurgitated I don't know how many times from like the late 1800s. I've read all kinds of stuff. So this I did get from Neville Goddard. This is not like an interpretation. I didn't like mess with this. This I got from Neville Goddard. It's freaking amazing. It's called the ladder exercise. And so you might have heard this, you might have not, but here's a quote from Neville. He says, you don't have to force your system. You just have to feed it a picture and let it work while you sleep. So this is the challenge that's literally straight from Neville Goddard. This right here is, as you can see inside the notes, if you go to the next, I don't know if I'm going to put this video in the exercise page or I'm going to leave it on this one, but if you go to the exercise little folder deal, it says about 15 minutes before you go to bed, your deal is to go lay down. When you lay down, the last 15 minutes until you go to sleep, I want you to think about climbing a ladder. That's right, a freaking A-frame ladder. So that your deal, you're literally gonna think about climbing the ladder when you're laying down. Literally just having one hand right here, and you're gonna walk up it and you're gonna walk down it. You're gonna go up and you go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's literally the only thing you're gonna do. You're gonna literally imagine yourself just climbing up and down the ladder. Now, what's that gonna do for you? Here's another little bonus. If you do this and you climb a ladder, not intentionally, like literally, you're not gonna just like buy a ladder, go climb. Or if you have a ladder, you're just not gonna go climb it. The idea basically is within a week or two, there's going to be an opportunity. If you did this correctly, somebody's going to ask you for something, or you're going to end up on a ladder somehow. And this is important because this literally is proof, because I've done it. It happened to me. So like, this is going to be proof for you yourself to see that this thing does work. It doesn't matter how you're going to get the ladder. It doesn't matter how you're going to go up the ladder. All you're thinking about is the end goal, just like the regular goals that you're setting right now. You're just literally thinking about the end goal, thinking about climbing the ladder. So you might literally be walking by somebody and they might be painting a house and they might just tell you like, hey, can you pass me that thing? And then all of a sudden you're up the ladder and you're like, shit, he's right. You know? So that's just how this stuff works. It's about the end goal. The end result is climbing the ladder. It doesn't matter how you're going to get up there. So that's your challenge. And so the bonus though, if you climb a ladder, you let me know how the experience went. You shoot me a message inside the group. Shoot me a DM inside school. And what I'll do is for climbing the ladder, I'll give you like an hour session or something. And we can have a breakthrough session to figure out where it is you're at in your journey and how it can help you get to the next level. And we'll figure that out. We'll lay out a blueprint that goes deeper than this. And I'll get a couple of suggestions from you on a topic. Maybe you can go over like a Zoom call with everybody else. And it'll be something that we can put into, and you know what I mean? So this is like super exciting. I'm freaking super excited for you guys. And we have one more module left. Let's go.